Hello and welcome to Terrific Tuesday, Motivation and Momentum. My name is Katy Hollands and I am a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant, and I am so excited to be able to share with you today about small talk. Specifically, how to small talk when they won't talk. Something that I think is very unique about our business is that we are in front of a lot of people, and it's not just like we're talking at them, we're actually doing things with them. We're taking them through routines, we're showing them makeup, they're getting really raw and vulnerable with us about their skin or what they would like to change or, all these things. How do we use small talk as a tool to put people at ease so that they feel like they can trust us, even if they've only just met us? One of my favorite tips for small talk is this. Go into the situation not thinking about yourself, in the sense that if you go into a situation and you're like, oh my gosh, they're just going to think that, what if I do this? What if I do that? Like, you're just like, what if, and you're worried about you. It's harder to focus on them versus if we switch that situation around and we go into a situation going, how can I put this person at ease, help them feel seen, help them feel loved, and most importantly, show them the love of Jesus Christ through my actions, through my words, through our time together. Because we do get to spend time with our clients, which is a really special thing about this business. In fact, it is my favorite thing about this business. So what do you do when you have a stranger walk through your door? How do you put them at ease and quickly? Well, this is where the power of small talk can come in. So one of the favorite things that I have learned over the years, I've had multiple businesses. I have met multiple hundreds to thousands of people over my time. And my goal when someone walks into my space is that they would feel, by the time we're done, that they made a new friend. And not just like someone, well, let me rephrase this. We've all gone to that place where you feel like someone just wants something from you, and it kind of puts you almost on a defense because you're like, they're not being authentic with me. I think when you can connect to someone quickly and make it about them, you're not in this looking at what can I get out of this person. If you come from the place of how can I bless this person and love this person, and then trust God for the sale, or trust God for the connection, or trust God for the recruit, I think there's a big difference there. So, practical tips about small talk, especially in our businesses, because small talk, I believe, is the foundation of an appointment. It is what puts people at ease. And it's something that I, as an extrovert, can do easier than maybe a lot of other people, but it's also something that I have worked on as a skill. So my number one tip for small talk, when someone is walking in the door and you've never met them before, or you're going into a party and you have never met any of these women before, and you're just kind of going in blind, the number one thing that I would do, first of all, pray for opportunity and opening, but second of all, when you greet them, find something about them that you can either compliment or be like, oh, hey, I see you're wearing a purple shirt. I love purple. Is that your favorite color? What that is a leading question. And the importance of a leading question in small talk is this. Do you like the color purple? That is a yes or no question. But when you go to someone, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. It's such a beautiful purple. I love the color purple. What is your favorite color? Is it purple? Like, I see that you're wearing it. Like, is that something you wear all the time? That person is going to launch into, yes, I love purple. Or, what that is open-ended. So it's not a yes or no question. It's an opening where they get to talk about themselves. That's something that's really cool about small talk is this. we as humans love to talk about ourselves. So if you can have a question that you know is open-ended and you know it's going to make a connection with someone, honestly, you ask that question and most of the time they'll just start a talking and you just kind of get swept into it and then things just naturally happen. And before you know it, you're talking about their favorite color, and then you're talking about their kind of style, and then you're talking about, oh, well, I love this kind of makeup, or, oh, man, I don't feel great about this part, whatever, like wrinkles. What it does is it opens up the conversation, and they feel like there's a connection to you. People want connection, and I truly believe as a beauty consultant, that is my job, to connect with people in an authentic way where they don't feel like I need something from them, but I am truly trying to bless them. And small talk absolutely does that. The way that it can help your business be stronger is people truly just want to be seen. And when you have questions about people or about like, oh my gosh, I noticed that you wrote down, you did this for work, or you mentioned this, or, I heard you talk, like, tell me more about that. What is that like? What that does is it helps people to be like, oh my goodness, she saw me. She cares about me. I can trust her. And again, in a completely authentic way. I almost make it a game. Like, sincerely, I'll just start talking to people and I'll just throw stuff out. And I think someone's appearance is a really easy thing because you can kind of go from there. Or, say you're in a grocery store and you bump, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and then you throw a comment in like, oh, look at these bananas, like, what a good price, like, oh, I love bananas, they're my favorite fruit. What's your favorite fruit? Instead of being like, do you like bananas? That's a yes or no question. No, what's your favorite fruit? Well, I love kiwi because blah, 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 blah. And then you can just kind of keep going. And if you get anything from this segment, it is this. Learn to be a master of the leading question. Never ask questions that have a yes or no answer. And it will just change your business. But I think you'll also be amazed at the connections that you will form in such a deeper way and so much more quickly. Because I know for me, when I am not focused on myself and I'm focused on, I'm going to put this other person at ease, I've never met them before, maybe they've driven an hour to get here, like they might think I'm a weirdo or whatever like that. I need to just put them at ease. So, oh, hey, I noticed that you have, you're wearing a cowgirl boot, earrings. Like, oh, do you like Western things? Actually, let me rephrase that because I just made that a yes or no question. So I see that your earrings, you wear cowgirl, like they're so cute. I just love them. I see their cowgirl boots. Like, do you go riding and like, do you enjoy horses? I love horses. I used to try to barrel race and, like, what's your experience with horses? Or are they just a fun hobby? And then that just leads them into like, oh, well, I grew up with horses and I don't and it just kind of brings that conversation. And then you're able to get through. It's almost like if you think of a closed door, small talk is what gets them through the door. So they're at your appointment, the door is open, but the small talk is what's going to just envelop them in a hug and make them feel welcomed and warm and safe and loved. So they step right through and they want to be there with you and just, see what happens from there. So to wrap up with small talk, it is absolutely a skill that needs to be practiced and you get better with practice, but it's also not as hard as you would think. Just remember this. Never ask yes or no questions. Ask leading questions in such a way that you'll get them talking about themselves. Because once they start opening up and sharing about themselves, you're going to be able to grab onto common ground, and then you're going to be able to move into your appointment or move into your event or wherever you have them in that place in a much more natural way that doesn't feel salesy. It doesn't feel like you have to get something from them. It just feels really real and authentic, because people want authentic and they want to feel seen. If we focus on serving and loving like Jesus loves, God's going to bless that. So focus on the leading questions. Never ask something that they can say yes or no to, and just have fun getting to know people. Try to be like, hey, what's the most random thing I can learn about this person? Make it fun. And then just sit back and enjoy the ride. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today and listening to all my ramblings. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.